I'm just sharing this a little bit earlier. Haley, hold on 1 second. Hold on one second for me. Got to get the right button pushed here. You know how this goes. There we go. Isn't it fine to be on number 9?
Hey, number 9. Welcome to Bill Charlie with Haley and
Jenny.
Y'all, this is going to be an exciting one. I've been looking forward to this episode for 2 weeks now. I know we've been talking about it, Mr. Kenny. This is Mr. Frank Arnau here with us. We are on episode 8, like Mr. Kenny has said. We have enjoyed every bit of this. We've enjoyed all the support. We hope that you guys continue to follow us. No, we haven't talked about this in a while, so I was going to do a little highlight. We're up to 720 follows, and 647 likes. So that's really awesome. I think we need a new goal.
You think we can make 1,000 by Christmas, by the first of the year?
By the first of the year.
All right, we're going to shoot for 1,000. My producer over here has grimaced a little bit, but I think Frank's going to bring us 200, 250 more, so we'll be good.
And Mr. Frank's going to bust the bank.
Yeah, we will, no doubt. Well, Frank, I can't tell you how excited I have to echo Haley that to have you on tonight with us. There's, I can sit and listen to you because you're such a wealth of knowledge of not just field trialing, but really the organization we all love, the one we enjoy, and the ones that gives us a lot of fun and fellowship and getting to know people and all. And so we're going to get started. So we have plenty of time to hear from you tonight because you're our main man, as we like to say. And Haley, I think you're going to take off with the first question.
All right, Mr. Frank, welcome with us today. So tell me, how did you get into field trialing?
Well, I tell you, I of course used to bird hunt, as a young man when there was wild birds around. But I married this young lady sitting beside me, and she decided that she wanted to get me out of the house, maybe a little more or something. But anyway, I don't believe that. But she got busy and found me a bird dog. Okay. And at that time, I met a lot of interesting folks, which was involved with field trialing and bird hunting. So that's where I got started. I got my first dog from Stacy Hall.
Oh, wow. What kind of dog was your first dog?
It was a pointer.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Wow.
But unfortunately, I had bad luck with that pointer. It got out and got in the road, and that was it. Oh. But then Stacy and I went up and met a gentleman up in North Carolina, and he had 2 Brittany puppies. And Stacy let me have the first pick. So I think I got the best one. Don't tell him. They both turned out to be great dogs. Mine was a little bigger than his, but they were both great dogs. I named mine Rocky, and he named his Hawk. And Rocky was a 5-time field champion.
Oh my, yeah.
And so I went from there. I've got other dogs now, but because they're in my cemetery that you can see when you come in my driveway. I've got a big, pretty bird dog statue there, and then my cemetery is laid right out there by them. So everybody comes in my driveway sees that.
Now Rocky is in the Hall of Fame. I know. I am correct about that.
Right.
I thought he was. Yeah. Oh my.
Yeah, he was a great dog, and of course I've been very fortunate with my dogs.
Yeah. Now, Haley, I have to tell this story on Frank because I had to tell Frank all the time. He's my idol. I mean, Frank will tell you in a little bit how old he is. He has a birthday, which is most interesting, is the day after my oldest grandson's birthday in January. So I won't ever forget Frank's birthday from now on. But Frank is my idol because on Facebook last year, I saw a video clip and Frank was running a dog and he was doing a better job then than I can now. So I'm just hopeful I get better, as I go along and I can get caught up to him.
I want to be like Mr. Frank.
I had I still got a dog named Bo.
Yes.
And I think you were at a trial one time. I think you're the one that said this. Bo was a little slow when he first started. When you released him, he was very careful because he knew there was a bird right out there close vicinity.
Yeah.
So I think it was you that told me this, and I could be wrong, but anyway, so I released him on the first right there. We were in Georgia at our field trial place, and he did his normal thing of taking it very carefully and very easily, and then he pointed and found that bird. And I think you told me that you saw that dog. You said, "Well, I can beat that dog."
I don't know if I said it.
Is that you? Did you remember that?
I do remember it. I don't know if I said it to you,
I
but
could
I
be
know I
wrong.
thought it because I thought this dog's slow. I mean, I believe I
But
can
you said it. You
Yeah.
said it to me. Yeah, you said it to me later. Then before you could turn around, he found two more. Because once he finds that first bird that he knows is up close,
Yep.
he puts it on.
That's
So
right.
he turned out to be a 12-time champion.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that the most championships anybody's ever won, Frank? Do you know?
Oh, no. We had a fella, Eric Wagner.
Yeah, I remember. I know him. I know that name. Yeah.
Met. He had a dog named Jackhammer, and I think he had 19.
Wow.
Wow. Well, I
the
did.
thing that Bo did. Let me say this one thing because I'm proud of my dogs.
Yeah.
Hey, he's the only one that has been the high point dog 3 years.
Oh,
Three separate years he was the high point dog. There's never been another dog to do that.
It may not ever be, Frank, because that's hard to do. Let me tell you. It's hard to do.
We've had one to do two, but not that third one.
Yeah. I was going to tell Haley, Frank is right. I probably did. I know I thought it. I'll never forget watching Bo run that first time, Frank. He just kind of goes out there, and I'm like, well, he ain't going to be, he's going to be out there forever.
Yeah,
and the next thing I know, they're leashing him up. And I'm like, wait a minute. and it wasn't that time. I watched Bo, I can't tell you how many times, because I got to paying attention to him. And every time you turn him loose, it was the same way. I mean, he'd start out through there and then bang, bang, bang. And they were coming back into the clubhouse.
But he was very careful on that first bird because he knew that it was right close and he didn't want to flush it.
Well,
he was a great dog. And,
no question. He taught me Bo did about what was really important to run pointing in UFTA. And it wasn't always the speed, and it always wasn't the big, long-legged and all that. It was all about the nose. And I realized real quickly, Bo had a nose, maybe one of the best.
He did.
Unbelievable with that. Now, there's one thing I want you to tell us about. You mentioned this just a little bit. Tell everybody where you lived when you were doing wild bird hunting when you were growing up as you're a young man.
Right. When I was a young man, I was born in. That's been a long time ago too. But anyway, I was born and raised in Atlanta.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I'm a city boy.
Oh.
And I used to be able to get on a streetcar. You know what a streetcar is? It's
I do.
Streetcars on rails and it's electric.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now. I've never seen one, but I've heard of it.
Yeah. So I would, as a young fella, I guess I was probably 13 or 14. I was old enough to get a gun and carry a gun.
Yeah.
And I could get on that streetcar, and we were about 4 miles from the end of the line. And the way they had to operate, they'd go to the end of the line, and then the conductor would just take the controls and bring it to the other end of the streetcar, and they'd head the other way.
Right.
Well, I would go, the end of the line was about 4 miles from my house. So I'd get my dog, get on that streetcar with my gun and dog. We would go we would go to the end of the line. I'd get off and walk about 2 miles, and we were in some fields and found birds.
Wow.
Wow.
Unbelievable. I know, but it's not like that now, unfortunately.
No.
Well, Frank, I can't imagine anybody trying to get on a streetcar nowadays with a hunting dog.
With a
let alone
gun.
here.
And
Yeah.
a gun, yeah, a shotgun.
I never had any
It's like,
problem.
What are you doing?
That was a different time. Oh my word. Oh, Haley, he told me the story about living in Atlanta bird hunt, but he left out the streetcar part. That's pretty good. That's
That
amazing.
is awesome. That is awesome.
Well,
Joey Preston has commented saying that Mr. Frank was a great football player as well.
tell us about that. I didn't know that now, Frank.
Oh, well,
Oh,
I did play a little football. Now, who was that? You said Joey?
Joey.
Who called it?
Yeah.
Joey Preston, he just commented on our post right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I played little football. Of course, you're not, well, you might be familiar with Atlanta, are you?
I am. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Grady
little
High
bit.
School. Grady
yeah.
High School, where I went to high school, and you probably know where it is.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
they built the Grady Stadium, which was right there at
Right.
10th Street, and I think it's Ralph McGill now, but it was Boulevard at one time. But anyway, so I played in the first football game ever played in Grady Stadium.
Oh, wow. Really? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. And
Frank,
I was a running back. I was
running back. Frank is a man of many talents, Haley. I'm learning more every minute here. So.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah, I've got. I know when we had my 90th birthday, Mary set up a long table of things about me and her, really, too.
Oh.
And I had my clippings. I was in the Atlanta Journal quite a few times with pictures of me running with the football, and so she had all that set up on this long table, and we had quite a few people to my 90th birthday. It was there at the church, and some people I really didn't know that well, so they were real interested in the football pictures.
Oh, I bet.
Awesome.
I love to see those.
First time I went in the bank after that, I had a lady that came to my birthday party who was a loan officer at the local bank, and she had told everybody in that bank about my football exploits. And first, when I walked in, they were all ran to the front to talk to me about it. So I got to be notorious.
There you go.
But anyway.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Haley, when you get to be as old as me, you covered a lot of tracks.
Oh, well, that's amazing. That's such a wonderful legacy for people to come up and want to know about you. That's phenomenal. I hope to be that way. Mr. Frank, I was just about to ask you just how old you were, because we were talking about that earlier. That's incredible. I had no idea you were 90 years old. I mean, I've known you since I first started. You're one of Clint's absolute favorite people. He's made that very well known.
Clint, I've enjoyed talking to Clint, but I was, if I live to January 13th, I'll be 91. So I've Christian over the 90.
Amazing. So I need to know, do you still run your dogs?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. In fact, I got a trial this weekend.
Where you headed this weekend?
Over at Tommy Wiley's.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
That's incredible. I want to be 90 years old, holding the gun, trailing behind a dog. I mean, that is the life. I want to be that.
Well, we got one other fella. Let me say this before we move on. We have one other fella that he's not as old as I am. He's actually 3 years younger than I am.
He's a youngster.
Do you know who he is? You probably know who he is, Danny.
uh,
out of Illinois.
is it Jerry? Jerry,
Maybe I better tell you, it's Don Shepherd.
I do know that.
Don Shepherd.
Maybe I better tell you before you claim someone else.
Oh, well, what's funny was I asked Jerry how old he was when we were over there the last time. And Don is the other one I tease about being my idol because now, Haley, in the UFTA, you can't run. There's a rule you're not supposed to run. But I watched Don Shepherd run one down and tackle it in the field trying to get the time to stop on it. So
yeah, Don,
you're right. I forgot about Don.
Don's 3 years younger than I am.
Oh my goodness.
Don does well too. And let me put this.
Is he pointing only?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I've ever met him.
Yeah, you would. He's a great guy. I love him.
He really is.
Now,
I talked to him.
Does he go to nationals?
Yep.
Oh,
Frank and Don battled it out for the senior championship. Now, Frank, I got to ask this off on all kinds of things. You told me.
But I won that when I was 83 now.
Well,
Nobody's
that's what
record yet.
Yes, 83. How impressive is that? So, oh my, wow. Well, I probably come back to something else, but I'm gonna switch gears a little bit because there's something else I think a lot of people want to know. Mm-hmm. The founding of UFTA, you were in that group that sat down and after coming back from a trial and said, we're going to create an organization. Tell us all about that.
Right. We were running National Bird Dog Challenge.
Right.
In fact, I looked up National Bird Dog Challenge and they had started in 1995. I thought they were really older than that, but we were running in that organization in 98, 99, so about that time.
Right.
And it was owned by two brothers, the Thompson brothers, mm-hmm. and they were strictly in it for profit. Mm-hmm. And in fact, we would try to get them, make suggestions. When we'd go to the meetings, we'd try to make suggestions. We didn't particularly care about the format they used and what they were doing. And one of the brothers told Stacy, said, well, we're more interested in the profits and then the sponsors. So that set it up. So immediately we began to talk about what are we going to do differently. And we were at the Nationals, National Bird Dog Challenge Nationals in Guthrie, Iowa. And so a group of us got together and met and talked about starting another organization. It's probably, well, I kind of hate to mention names, but some of them are not with us anymore, but maybe I better not mention names. But anyway, we were talking about starting another organization. Uh-huh. And so we agreed that we would meet in the middle of the year. See, this was in about February of the year 2001. Uh-huh. That we would meet about in the summer sometime, which we did, and I can tell you who they were. I think that'd probably be okay. Yeah. Some of them I don't know, David Watts from Kentucky. Yeah. Norm Boland from Kentucky. Uh-huh. Stacy Hall from Georgia, Paul Vaughn from Georgia. You know those two, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Eddie Ray Cantrell from Kentucky. Uh-huh. You don't know him?
I know the name. I don't know him. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, they met in Chattanooga, Tennessee. No, take that back. Knoxville. They met in Knoxville, and they made up the rules, and Eddie Ray Cantrell printed the first booklet. I've got it right over. Can I show it to them? This is the first booklet. It's very small.
Uh-huh.
Can you see it?
There we go, right there. Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh wow.
That's the first booklet I've made for UFTA.
Oh my word. Wow.
But so anyway, I'll tell you, at that meeting, they made up all the rules, and the whole idea, a concept that we had, was that the members were going to be the owners of the organization.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to have stockholders and anything like that.
Right.
That was the main thing.
Uh-huh.
And that any monies that we had left at the end of the year would be refund to the winners in the nationals.
Uh-huh.
And we've done that every year. And also that the way National Bird Dog Challenge was, they gave, when you had a field trial, you got so many points. Mm-hmm. And whether or not you went to the nationals was where how your score was.
Right.
Well, we didn't want to do that. We wanted to have it, if you ran a certain number of trials, you could go to the nationals. So that was part of our original minutes, you might say.
Yeah.
I think that's basically the three most important things that we did. And I'll tell you who the officers were. Stacy was the first president, Stacy Hall, you know him.
Yeah.
Kenny. Yeah. And you didn't know, I don't think you knew David Watts. He was secretary. And Paul Vaughn was treasurer. So anyway, that didn't last very long. So anyway, and so they agreed to start qualifying the latter part of 2001, and being a short term, they had to say, well, we're not going, you can qualify it with 3 runs.
Right.
And I'm not sure about the number, but it was a smaller number because we were just getting started.
Right.
So, and we had our first nationals in Georgia in 2002.
Yeah.
So, and well, and we had about 50 dogs.
really? Total?
50 dogs.
Wow.
Was that so? Was
Well,
it
we were
pointing only, or was it pointing and flushing?
We didn't have flushing then.
That's what I figured.
Yeah. And that compares, Frank, to give everybody a sense.
Okay, that compares to now.
Right.
Last year we had 202 open dogs.
Right.
138 amateur dogs. 55 teams in double pointing. 76 dogs in the flushing open, and 55 in the doubles flushing, and 60 in the seniors.
Oh wow! And women had, I know in women's pointing, Haley, you remember that number?
I got it written on here. I remember that it was my second, maybe third year running pointing. The first time was just a trial run. The second, I a little bit knew what I was doing. And this past year, I did much better. And I know I got 9th out of, because I was very proud of that number, because it was out of, I think, 27 or 25. There's a lot more women's pointing than there is flushing. 25. There was 25 women's pointing last year.
Wow. It's Frank.
Yeah, we added, that was one thing I was going to mention. We did add events for the women and the youth over the course of the years, and I think that's important.
Yeah, it's growing. The women, I told you, a lot of people heard me say this, that Haley ran my Thrasher dog, and I had more fun watching the women's pointing run than watching anything else I saw, because they were having fun, but they were competitive, Frank. And we think they're competitive. We're not even close.
I know, very competitive. I can tell
Well,
you.
that's a long way from 50 dogs, Frank, to go to those numbers, and that's really
Without a doubt.
yeah.
And we've changed the rules somewhat over the years, but never the three things that I mentioned.
They got the core of it.
changed.
All right, now I'm going to put a picture up here that is special to you, and I want you to tell us a little bit about it. So give me just a second.
Okay.
And I am going to put this up on the screen, and right there. Whoops, wrong one.
Yeah, that's the wrong one. That's a nice picture, though. That's in.
Yeah,
I see that in our living room.
yeah. Hold on one second. I clicked the wrong. There we go.
The one you're gonna show that's in our bedroom.
Well,
That's wrong, same one.
Well, I'm gonna get this here in just a minute. They know it's dangerous when I'm clicking buttons. But here we go. Let's see if we can't do it one more time here. I had all this working a little bit earlier. Hang on. There we go. Tell us about that picture, Frank.
If I go get the plaque, can you see it?
No, we can see it. It's up on screen. Everybody can see it. You probably can't, but everybody else can see it.
But that's not,
No, I know.
I want you to show, if you can, that plaque I sent you that got several pictures on it.
No, I didn't download. I'm sorry, Frank. I got the one of the bird dogs, the setter and the other.
Well, this is just a really nice picture that my daughter-in-law gave it to me. And I took that picture over and showed it to the boys over, Ed Murdoch and Stacy and Paul. Showed them that picture, and Ed Murdoch said he just had to have one. So I don't know whether you know Ed or not, but anyway, so I started out and called my daughter-in-law, and we ran another picture down. It turned out that the picture was $750.
Oh, wow. Wow.
But I think it was, now that's a copy. I noticed it says it's so many out of so many.
Right.
But I think the picture that Ed got was actually the artist actually signed the picture. Yeah.
Wow.
But that is a really, I like that picture. And when I'm sitting here on the sofa, we keep it upstairs on the wall, and I can see it very easily.
Oh,
but
wow.
that other picture has my dogs on it, so you didn't get it.
I didn't pull it over to show tonight, Frank. You and I talked about the one with all the dogs on it that I just showed, and I'm sorry I didn't get to pull it.
That's all right. That shows my Rocky dog, and my Dixie. Now I had a dog that was a national champion, Kenny. Setter dog. National champion.
Yeah. Wow. That's the one. We have that picture of you that we put out, telling everybody you were going to be on with you in the snow with her. Wasn't that her?
Yeah, that was my national champion. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Frank, how many dogs do you have?
Well, I have 4 now.
At what time? How?
Well, I'll tell you what. I've got three Britneys.
Okay.
And one of them is a puppy out of Bow, and the other one is a puppy out of Hawk, which was Rocky, my really favorite dog. Was out of that dog.
Yeah.
So, and then of course Bo, he's kind of retired now. He can't hear, and his vision's a little off. But I did run him last weekend.
Oh wow!
He found 3 birds, and I didn't run him the second time, but he found his birds. I tell you,
I'm not surprised, right?
He's a
He's
bird
totally deaf?
finder. He's a bird finder.
Oh my. Well, listen, we won't keep you. Please know how much we appreciate your time and all the stories. I've learned more. I always learn, Haley, when I talk to Frank about things.
I got a few more, but we'll save that for another time.
I do want slid right over there to your side and let her slide over because she's the other.
That's what I was gonna say. We can't leave Miss Mary out.
We're not leaving without Miss Mary. And let me tell everybody, the first two ever individuals put in the UFTA Hall of Fame are sitting right here in front of us, Mary and Frank Arnau. And we just, I want you to know how much we all appreciate you and what you do for us, because you've helped this organization grow, and you keep people like me straight, or at least you try to as best as possible. And we appreciate
I try to.
Yes. All right. Well,
she's been a big help.
Oh, yes, I bet. I know. When I call and have my questions, I mean, one of you always take care of me. So,
yeah, Miss Mary and Mr. Frank have been the heart for a while. Yeah. They keep us all together. They keep the scores posted and up to date. If it wasn't for these guys, you know, we're all wondering, like, what did that trial post? Where are we at? You know, and everyone's blowing them up. So they're the ringleaders behind this. You guys, y'all deserve a reward because y'all put up with a lot of people messaging.
Let me say
seriously,
one more
we thank
thing.
y'all so much. I put in a lot of work.
Okay, let me say one more thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Time? Yeah, absolutely.
You got all the time for me, Mr. Frank.
When Stacy came to us after our first nationals, for various reasons, Ed Murdoch was not going to. He started running NASTRA, so he was not going to let his girl at the dealership keep the records. And you know what the records were?
What?
3x5 index cards, and that's what Stacy gave to us to start UFTA's record keeping, 3x5 index cards.
Oh,
we've
wow.
come a long way.
A long way.
A long way, because that would last maybe a half a day here. Not even a half a day now.
Now I have one thing for everybody listening that has to do here. We want you to do, when you have those trials finished, get those scores to Mary, because she can get them put in. Because we're always, you know, every time you run on Sunday, we're trying to figure out on Thursday who's in the high point lead. She can't keep up if y'all don't send the scores to her. So let's take care of Miss Mary on that. Frank, Mary, thank you so much. We appreciate you. We'll look forward to seeing you very soon. And stay safe. Keep chasing Bo and Frank, and we'll talk very soon.
All right. Enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, Haley, what a great interview.
That was awesome. Mr. Frank is just an amazing guy.
I had no idea he played football. I'd heard a lot, but not that one. So
I literally had no idea until tonight that he was 90 years old. I've seen him every year at the Nationals, and I mean, holy moly, and he's sharp as a tack. Like
he told me the other day, he said, you know what? I don't have any aches and pains. I said, Frank, I can't even say that. I mean, and I'm a few years younger than he is, but anyway. Let's move on here. We got a little bit to do. I want to do a special shout out tonight to Nancy Smith. Nancy and David Smith. David runs at E-Town and up at Cedar Creek. But Nancy came to me this weekend and had a great idea, and I want to thank her for it. She said, you know, I would love for you to have a judge on to talk about the perspective of UFTA from the judge's standpoint. And so we're going to work on doing that. I thought that was a great idea. So Nancy, thank you, and David for watching, but really thank you for that idea. Okay, Haley, we're going to bop over here to your trial this weekend, and we'll see if I can make another screen share work here. I kept putting you up. So tell us about your all's trial in North Carolina, where you went this weekend. There you go. Got you out. Got a good.
right. That's some good looking people right there, isn't it?
I'm telling you.
Man, I wish so bad we could have got a whole picture of everyone from Shiloh. But this here, a little shout out to Over and Under Clothing Company. They donated $600 worth of stuff to us to give out as prizes at our field trials. This is just a small portion of them were those leads. And I wanted to get everyone that did win a lead a picture together. So that's what we did there. They're great quality leads. We are so thankful for that. That's a really awesome prize. So when at a field trial, everyone is excited.
Good.
That's my dog Rose there. We went to PBG Kennels. It's Clay Moose and Howard Jekyll. We drove about 10 hours, I think, is what we drove to get up there. We had 12 dogs in our trailer. It was a long ride. Or excuse me, 11 dogs in the trailer. The princess was up front with us. It really wasn't a bad drive. It was great. We had a good time. It was really cold, but it wasn't awful. I think there ended up being, let's see here, 30. I'm sorry, I was just flipped to this page and I moved it to answer one of Mr. Frank's questions. Here it is. So Saturday on the open, so they did pointing Friday and flushing Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday in the open, we ended up having 28 dogs. First was Hercules with Eddie Carbon on Saturday in the open. Second was Jolene with Howard on Saturday. And third and fourth place, no, I'm sorry, on third was Ollie. Yeah, third and fourth place were tied for time. And that was a 10-month-old puppy that's actually a puppy out of Brooke, my chocolate lab.
Oh, wow.
I have her puppy is 10 months old. Matthew Thomas ran her. So, y'all, he was ecstatic. He came out of the field and his head was so big. He was just smiling ear to ear. I mean, he was just so happy. So that was a 10-month-old puppy, that's a big accomplishment. Yeah. And he's also new to this. So it's awesome. But he got third with them. And Valley fourth with Clint, and fifth was Boone, Mr. Robert Jones, Bob Jones. Yeah. Saturday doubles, ended up having 22 dogs. First through fifth was Blitz with Cross and Clint. Second was Boone with Mr. Bob Jones, and third was Hercules with Eddie. Fourth, it was Maybelline, which is Clay Moose's dog, and I had the pleasure of running her. That crazy thing, she's so bird crazy. Y'all, I had the best time running that dog this weekend. I think I'm actually going to get the opportunity to run her at Nationals. So I'm really looking forward to that, Clay. Thank you. Thank you for that. We had a good time. We had many laughs. And then Rose, my dog, ended up being fifth. Me and Chase pulled out Saturday for doubles with her.
Good.
Sunday open, we had 26 dogs. First place with Briggs with Clint. Second was Creek with Cross Payne. And third was Midas with Eddie Carbon. Fourth was Grace with Denny. And fifth was Boone with Bob Jones again. And doubles on Sunday would be Creek with Cross, Ultra with Clint, LB with Chase Payne. Fourth was Midas with Eddie Carbon. And fifth was Thor with Eddie Carbon. So they did some overall trophies that weekend. And Boone, Mr. Bob Jones, that was his dog that took that overall trophy. He came out of the field and he knew he'd gotten fifth both days. He was very consistent. Y'all, his look on his face, and I was like, congrats. He was like, for what? For what? And I was like, you got the trophy. And he's like, a trophy? I mean, it was awesome. He was so happy, and that dog is beautiful. That's his only dog, so it's very evident he's put a lot of time into that dog. He's a big-headed black lab. He's beautiful. Wow. So congrats everyone at the Carolina Classic, and thank you to Howard and Clay for putting on such a great event. We had a great time.
Yep.
And you went to Cedar Creek, didn't you?
Went to Cedar Creek. At 42 dogs at Cedar Creek in the open. Brent Strother won with Smoke. Several good runs there. Hardy Jaggers and his Ruger dog, a really nice amateur dog. I think I'm right, won both amateurs there. Randy Hilligus, we got a real shootout going into doubles, but Randy and Nate won 2 of the 3 doubles trials, and Trent and Lauren won 1 of them. And in doubles flushing, I just want to show you this here real quick. David Head and I got first in one of the doubles flushing trials with Boogie. So as you've heard me say, Boogie's mine and not John's, and this is a clear example right here of how he runs better for me.
Man, I got a text message in North Carolina that Boogie got first in doubles, and I just died laughing because John. I just want to text John and be like, "How about that, bud?"
There you go. There you go. Let me see. Let me switch off here, Haley. We'll move on pretty quickly. Quick update on open pointing. Rex and Brian James is in first place. Now, Cedar Creek has not been added, so some of this will change. Holler with Randy Hilligus is in second, and Trooper with Randy is in third. Amateur pointing stayed the same. Cap with Kevin Pixley, Turbo with Trent Pike, Copper with Lauren Trout. There's only 25 points between Trent and doubles pointing. Karma and Trooper run by Randy and Nate Hilligus still in first. Bo and Mags with Butch White in second. And Copper and Lauren Trout and Turbo and Trent Pike have moved up into third place. So got a little movement going on there, and so we'll see how after all these next trials get posted and all. So you all have upcoming trials next. Tell us about Flushing. I got ahead of myself there.
That's okay. So High Point Open and doubles, y'all. I know we have this weekend and we have next weekend. So High Point is pretty much under wraps. These 2 weekends are going to be the deciding factor for this.
Right.
So Open Flushing High Point so far is first Briggs. That's Clint's dog. Second is Thor, Eddie Carbon, and third is Valley. Y'all, 1st through 6th is such a big number right now. Like literally after this weekend, I think the 3rd dog went to 5th. The 5th dog went to 3rd. But we have 2 more trials after that, and it leads it all up in the air. Doubles Flushing, first place is Thor with Eddie Carbon. Second is Midas with Eddie Carbon, and third is Hercules with Eddie Carbon still. Those 4th, 5th, 6th, and even 7th dog raised up to 5th after this weekend, if my calculations are correct. And 5th and 6th moved down, but then one of those are my dogs, so I'm coming after him this next weekend.
There you go.
We're not giving up just yet. So the Christmas Classic, which will be at our house December 18th, or I'm sorry, the 19th and 20th. That'll be the final deciding factor for High Point Dog of the Year as far as Flushing goes. I think that is the last Flushing trial of the year. I may be incorrect, but I think from me looking at that.
All right. Well, let me, one thing I'm going to say here, and I'm going to let you all can go on the website and look for the pointing ones coming up this weekend. But Stacy Hall just sent our messages and said where Frank was hunting when he was talking about getting off the cable car was where the Atlanta airport is now located today. So
really,
yeah, so amazing, how Atlanta has grown. So thanks, Stacy. That was great. What a great add to his story.
Wow.
All right, reminders for next week. Lauren Trout will be on and be our guest. And let's see. Oh yeah, our shows are going up on YouTube. If you don't see them or get a chance, look there. If you don't get a chance to see them live, be sure to subscribe and like our channel. You'll get notices when I get them posted. And also do that. I think, Haley, I believe we've kind of come to the end of our day. What a great day with it. So show.
It was great. We were so thankful for Mr. Frank for joining us and Miss Mary. We're so thankful for everything we do for this organization. UPTA wouldn't be what they are without them, because as you guys have all seen, they were part of the founding fathers, basically. I know I'm proud to be a part of UPTA. I've heard of a whole lot of different organizations and not downing any of them, but I just really like UPTA's rules and how we do things, and it's fun. It's a really good hobby. I have a lot of people at work they're like, hey, what do you do? And like one of our materials managers like, hey, my son wants to come watch. Can he come? I'm like, absolutely, bring him on. Let's get him in there. So y'all spread the word, come join the trial. We'd love to show you what it's like and what we do. And as always, we thank you for joining Field Trialing with Haley and Kenny. And we hope that you join us next week, Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Central and 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
All right. Thanks, everyone. See you next week.
Bye, y'all.